welcome. Come on in and join us with my guest here for Active and Ageless. Move better. Move more, live better. This is what we're talking about today is living better, living our lives better, getting our health better inside and out, spiritually and mentally and physically, all of that. Eating well, sleeping well, doing all we have to do to take care of our bodies, exercising every single day or at least every other day, helping yourselves, y'all. You all know, you know how I do. You know how I do. You know how I do it Thursday mornings for our live classes. Tuesday on was our upper body workout. Thursday is our leg day workout. And if you're not joining us for that, you need to be. Okay, you need to be joining us. If you can't move, if you're not doing anything, if you're sitting in your house doing nothing, put down the remote control. Come on at 8 o'clock in the morning. Join me and my class for Get Fit with Denise, C's exercise class. And we're not always sitting. Now, mind you, we're not that pity pat. We're not pity pat, y'all. Y'all know that. Ask my people. We're not pity pat. We work. We're strength training. We're all about getting the body, building muscle and retaining muscle and all that. So come on and join us. But for this afternoon, for 12 o'clock today on Friday, August 2nd, I have with me this wonderful guest. You all are going to love him, Mr. Wallace Merriman. Oh, my God. Wallace is the man, y'all. Yes, he is. If you don't know, you should know, okay? So as it turns out, Wallace and I actually followed a track, the same track, pretty much. So I taught for Prince George's Community College for their SAGE program, which Wallace is doing. You're doing it now, right? And I at Victoria Falls up in Laurel, I taught there. I also taught for Maryland Park and Planning at the Laurel Center up there. Wallace is also teaching there. So you get behind me, y'all, but it's okay. It's all good because guess what? He has been doing this for over 25 years. He's been doing with the Navy you were? Was it Navy? Army. Okay, yeah. Army. So he's with the Army, man. And, and I can feel it because he is a boot camp. He is the diehard boot camp instructor. I listen to him, man. I talk to people on the free, like, this man all about it. He's like, get it. So he has a Saturday morning boot camp that he sponsors either online or in person. If you don't know about it, check him out on Fit Fitness and Nutrition. So find Wallace, join him. If you're not already following him, you need to be following him, but follow me also. Okay, Just follow both of us.
That's right.
So Wallace, I want to ask you right now, just how'd you get into this fitness game? What brought you into it?
It's interesting because I've always kind of been health conscious, and when I was growing up, I was always skinny. So I felt I could just eat whatever. So I just ate whatever, didn't really think about it. But as you know, as time progresses, things start to change, and I didn't even realize that I actually had my gut health was out of whack, and I didn't realize it. At the same time, I had chapstick, I had Dristan in my nose, but I was still running. I was an airborne paratrooper. I'm doing all these other things, but internally, my gut health was out of whack. But I could exercise with the best of them. And it wasn't until later on in my 20s that it was funny enough, and I don't recommend everybody do that now just because I'm saying it, but I had a colonic, and I found out that my gut health was way out of whack. When I went through that program and kind of got things cleaned up, I realized everything changed. My health changed, my vision changed, my outlook changed, the energy changed. But it was just because I did something for me, and then I just became fanatical about my health. And from that point on, I was in the military. I was a master fitness trainer in the military. I was a retired federal law enforcement officer. I was a senior fitness instructor for them. And my passion is weight loss for women. So I've been, like you said, focused on health and nutrition for about 25 years. 100% of my clients are women. And it's been a journey. But I also know when you understand why you're here and what God put you here for, then that's what you're supposed to pursue. Yeah. And everything I want people to know that your health is your wealth.
Yeah.
Everybody's worrying about making the money. But listen, if your health is not in place, somebody else is going to benefit from your resources.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, I always preach that in the morning because we're early in the morning, right? We're 8 o'clock in the morning with the class. I tell people, this time in the day, it's your time. It's all about you. You come first. You're the first person. Because if you don't do you can't do anybody else.
That's right.
You can't help
Right.
anybody else because you're not gonna.
Yep.
There's no you.
That's right.
So,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah. And like you said, it's unfortunate because many people that I guarantee that are listening right now that already are health conscious, right? Just taking the time out to listen to this, this webinar, it's obvious that you're health conscious. But you're also, I guarantee you're probably a server. And when you're a server, you serve many other people. And what ends up happening is you place yourself second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, maybe
right,
ninth.
right.
And then your health is compromised because you're so busy serving other people. But
How
that
many
is your
caregivers die before the person they cared for or get sick?
absolute.
Yeah,
And that's a difficult thing for us to understand. We might say they were Christians, but you got to also understand you can't be selfless. You can't focus on everybody else because if your body ain't straight, you can't take the resource to help other people. That's not being selfish. That's selfless.
right.
You got to focus on your own health first.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Invest in your health first, and then you can help the world. But first, focus on you. Right?
Number one, number one, number one. I mean, I say it all the time. Is you if you don't do you, you can't do anybody else. You just
That's right.
cannot.
Yeah.
You are the most important person in the world.
Yeah.
You you gotta love yourself first of all, because a lot of people don't even love themselves, and
Yeah.
that's another whole nother, that's another discussion.
We don't want to go down that road.
But loving yourself is taking care of yourself. And that's
Yes,
it. If you don't take care of yourself, you don't love yourself. You let
that's
yourself
correct.
go, head one way and you dress one way and you walk
Right.
around. Right now I'm seeing a chiropractor because I'm from a car accident I was in 2 years ago. And so I'm going through back decompression therapy. So I lay on
Yes.
the table and they stretch me out. And so I was there one day and a guy walked in, one of the patients walked in, and he was all bent over. And so I
Right.
asked the doctor, I said, what do you do about somebody like that? How did they get that way? He said, well, two things. It could be that they're just lazy, and because it hurts to stand up, so you end up walking away without you don't want to stand up. And one of the things that your spine starts to curve, but it can
That's
be
right.
fixed. It can be fixed. So I find that I have the sciatica and all that crap, when I sit
Yeah.
too long. But I make myself stand up straight.
Yes. Yeah.
And it hurts, but I do because I'm not going to be walked bent over. I'm not going
Right.
to do it.
That's
First of all,
right.
I'll tell everybody, Wallace, I'm vain. I am. I ain't going to shame. I am. I know I am. So I'm not going to walk bent over. I'm not going to walk
Right.
around look like ragamuffin. It's just not going to happen for me.
That's
I'm not
right.
going to be overweight. I'm not going to, if I find myself getting a little bit too, okay, bring it back in, bring it back in. Now, Wallace, I know you right now got a thing going on about sugar. I'm going to tell you something. It's my weakness. It's
You
my
know,
weakness.
like you said, it is actually, the real truth is that, sugar is actually just as worse as crack cocaine. You know, it's an addictive and it's just the science behind it,
Yeah,
and you crave it and you can continue. And before you know it, it overwhelms you.
yeah,
But the only thing is that's one of the most deadly thing that we can do, you
yeah.
know? So it always goes back and one of the things that the majority of my clients are actually from 35, and my oldest client actually in a week will be 88 years old.
Hmm.
But one of the things is I can give you a perspective is sometimes people will retire, and what I've been finding is that that's when they want to have the second. Okay, well, let me look back now and let me get started again. But
Yeah.
I'm going to give you another example that I got excited kind of when COVID came. And the reason being is because it gave people an opportunity to go home now.
Uh-huh.
And what they could have had the opportunity was to get their health in order. But what happened was that the majority of people got home and they were like, man,
Couch potatoes.
I ain't seen this. I'm living right now. And we
Exactly.
stayed there too long, though.
2 years.
Yeah. See, you could have been like this for a couple of months, but you
Right.
could start getting your health back together. But you let the whole two
Yeah.
years go
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
And on average, on average, people have gained 25 pounds during that window.
Yeah.
And it was a devastating time. Can you get back to where you need to be? Absolutely. But it does have to be a priority that you have to place on your health and your desire and your well being.
Right.
And those things have to be number one, right?
Yeah.
So
Gotta be.
even one of the other things, just that we were talking about seniors, that for the Park District, I usually I'm also an instructor with the Arthritis Foundation, and one of the things that we always talk about as almost a one-on-one is that a person with arthritis, that they have to move.
Yeah.
And to them, they're like, well, that hurts. Yeah, but you gotta move though.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to move
Yeah.
because the inflammation and everything that resides there is there because you're not moving. So those joints have to get lubricated again.
That's right.
And one of the programs, the way it was working is, and I love this, that it's an 8-week program, and it's done by PG Parks. And what's great is that people do have to take advantage of what the park district has. I mean, I'm excited that Denise has something that you have absolutely online, so you don't have to go anywhere.
Right.
But the beauty also is that there's other things that people can do outside and this one was a 8-week program, and I do it probably from the last 8 years almost. And the beauty is that here it is, they might start and they're just humped over, like you said, and they're just, and after the 8 weeks, I mean, they just like, wow, because they were kind of forced into moving. They had to get up at this particular time, and they did this consistently for a period of time. And it gave them a new outlook on life. Like, wow, I'm actually, even though I'm old, but I literally can reverse my aging process right now.
Exactly.
But it had to be,
Go ahead.
just had to be you taking the time to say, let me take time for me.
Exactly, exactly. I was about to say I also taught for DC Rec, and I also taught for the was the YMCA at DC. So in DC, and I miss it because seniors in DC go free.
Yes.
Free,
Yeah.
man. All the classes you want to take,
Oh,
it's all free. If you're a senior in DC, there's no excuse, none whatsoever. If you have to
right.
do Zumba,
Yeah.
strength training, yoga, whatever you want to do, it's all free. In all
Yeah.
the parks, man, I miss walking in the parks in Maryland,
Right.
in DC, because it's
Yeah.
first of all shade. There's no shade here.
Right.
I can't walk. I gotta walk early in the morning. Walk. When I go out to the beach and walk in the morning, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning before the sun comes up. Once that sun
Right.
hits, it's over. But yes, it's all free. There's so many free things there. People take advantage of seniors to take advantage of that. There's no excuse. No
Yeah.
excuse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do miss that.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I'll kind of bring up that people should really understand that, exercise is critical for combating any kind of muscular atrophy. And if you think about it, when you're at the age of 50, if you stay inconsistent, you're actually losing a half of a percentage of your body mass. Your muscle mass goes away every year, 0.5% if you don't move.
Right.
Right. And that's a big number. People say, well, 0.5%, that's nothing. Yes, it's a
No, it's a lot.
huge number.
It's a lot. And talk about the water intake. 'Cause I've read where you get past 50, your body does not retain water the way it
Yeah.
used to. About
Yeah.
65% of the body is no longer retaining water. You got to
That's
drink
right.
water every 2 hours.
And it's a danger. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And I'll use that as an example that one of the things that we don't do, we're not just good at, is drinking hydration. We just don't drink enough water. And I use the analogy many times that you could take this bottle of water, which is a 16-ounce bottle of water, your body gets rid of 4 of these every single day. Just by defecation, by perforation, by sweating, by living.
And we
So
on
all
blood
these
pressure
things,
medicine. So blood pressure medicine is diuretic. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So you got all these things happening. So honestly, if you're not drinking 4 of these every single day, you're already dehydrated.
Mhm.
And that's just to break even,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So if not, you're taking all this inflammation, you take all the toxin, they're just rotating inside your body and you're overtaxing your system.
Right.
So the first thing that you got to do is that we got to get away from the sugar. We got to
Yeah.
get away from the sodas. We got to get away from all these other things and just drink water. But
Yeah.
even better, you can eat your water. It's the summertime. You
Yeah.
got melons. You got all these fruits and vegetables that are available, that cucumbers and watermelons. And I mean, you're actually getting the fructose if you're getting it from real. So yes, you can have your water, but better yet, eat your water.
Yeah. And you know what my problem is? We talked about this. It's my allergies to fresh fruits and vegetables, which really sucks. It sucks. I hate it. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I can do certain apples, but I cannot bite into it.
Yeah.
I have to slice it and put it in my mouth. Otherwise, if it touches my lips, it's over.
Wow.
I bought some oranges last night. I need citrus, and I bought some oranges. They're carrot oranges, delicious, really sweet and juicy. And so I didn't peel them this time. I just sliced them. You know, you bite into, you know, the rind is still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That rind got on my man. I'm like,
Oh
oh
no.
my God. I
Oh
was like,
no.
what the heck? What the heck? Where's the Benadryl? So this is
Wow.
my problem. I cannot enjoy the watermelons, any of the melons, grapes, plums, peaches,
Wow.
none of that. When I was younger, you know,
Really?
but I can't. So here I am stuck with junk food.
Wow.
But I can cook it. I can cook most things, you know, like, you know, do steam or whatever. But I can't have tomatoes. I used to love tomatoes. So all that stuff, whatever it is, if
Wow.
it's fresh and raw, it's not going. It can't go in my body.
Is
My
that something?
girlfriend in when we were in Aruba last week, she gave me a bar of soap. She tried the soap. Well, all I saw it said it was oat and honey. I tried it, smelled delicious. Then I said, something's wrong with this. My skin got was like soap, like dry. I said, something's. I said, what's? It was vegetable soap.
Oh
I
no.
couldn't use it. I'm like about to die.
And it got into your
Oh
skin.
my God.
Wow.
Yes. I can't touch it. I can't
Wow.
touch it. But I can eat it. You know, I can eat it, you know, cooked now. I can do raw spinach. I can do, you know, salads, but now I can't. Romaine now sets me off. This is crazy.
Yeah.
But so when I do my smoothies, I find that if I freeze my berries, I can do the blackberries, the blueberries, and the raspberries. Freeze them first. It kind of takes away whatever it is that makes me itch, and put
I see.
that have it. But it doesn't work with
Gotcha.
everything. It doesn't work with all foods. Just those three. So you know,
Wow.
you know, trial and error, learning what I can't have. But yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem. I can't drink cucumber
Yeah.
water. You know, I can do
Wow.
lemons. So yeah, so it's just, you know, everybody's different, and I know I've heard they were, well, try, do this, do that, the other.
Right.
My body says no. I don't care what you try
Yeah.
to tell me. It just says
Right.
no. Period. I can't do nuts. Okay,
Yep.
I can do peanuts all day long, and cashews sometime. But yeah, it's just that.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's just it. That's just who I
Wow.
am. And how I stay small is beyond me. I say it's because every time I eat, I go to the bathroom.
Okay. So you got
And
that thing moving. It's
it
moving.
moves. It moves. It moves. It moves too good. So it flushes.
It's flushing, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I'd be in trouble. I'd be in trouble.
You know, I guess what we could talk about though is, and this is actually very, very helpful, that consistency, right? That just people being consistency, even with their exercise activity or just eating, right? And we're
Yeah,
talking about movement, bowel movements, but you know, in reality, it all goes in hand because it's a system.
right,
You know, so the beauty is that even you having the exercises, you know, multiple times a week, here's an opportunity for people to be consistent,
right.
right? One of the things I think that we lack the most is accountability.
Mhm.
And you, for simply just having these programs available that people can do first thing in the morning, this is an accountability piece that they can put into
Yeah,
the schedule and say, I know Denise is doing this on this, and this
right.
time. So you know
Exactly.
what? Let me lock it in,
Yeah,
right? There's no excuse first thing in the morning. You
that's
know,
right.
many of us, like you said, well, we might take some time for spiritual time, some meditation, but guess what? I'm gonna lock this thing at 8 o'clock so I can go work out with Denise.
That's right.
But you gotta have these times available in slots, and you
Yeah.
can't allow somebody else to put something in that time.
Exactly. You have to allot that time for yourself. And one thing, but I have over 100 videos on YouTube. You can always go back and do one. Whatever you
Yeah,
want to do, it's there. Floor
yeah,
exercises, you know, ab, whatever
yeah.
you want to do, it's there. So it's no excuse never to find your time to go in and find your exercise. But not
Yep,
just me. There's all kind of stuff on YouTube
that's right.
that you can
Yep,
go do. You know,
yep,
so yeah, I mean, there's no
yep.
excuse. Find your time, stick to
Mhm.
your time, and do it. This morning I didn't get to go to the gym this morning. I just didn't feel like getting up this morning. But when I don't get up to go to the gym, I feel it, man. I feel like,
Yeah,
dang,
of
I
course. Yeah,
can't go. Oh,
right.
yeah.
It's the same thing, you know, Denise. And you know, I also do the Zoom boot camps myself, and I do it in the summertime. I actually do it outside.
Mhm.
Um, Also in the wintertime, and actually this window right now, I'm actually doing a nine o'clock boot camp on Saturday. That's on Zoom. But I also do on Mondays at 6:30 a strength training class that's also on Zoom in the evening. So again, like you said, it's just you can find time. I think that the issue is not the time; it's a self time management issue,
Right. Yeah.
right? We got to manage our time better. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. So if
That's
you got
right.
somebody that's super successful, they're able to do everything we're doing, but you cannot. No, it's not. It's not the fact you don't have time. You're not managing
That
your
make it exactly. When I
right.
first moved here, I started a boot camp for my community here, and it was at 7:30 in the morning because why 7:30? Because we in Florida,
Right. Into the heat. Yeah,
and
of
it gets
course.
hot at 8 o'clock.
Of
So
course.
people go, it's too early. No, trust me, you want to come this early. You want to
Yeah.
come out early. You want to because after that you can't manage it. I can't
Right.
manage it. You
Right.
know, so yeah, I was doing that 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, and then,
Yeah.
and then once summer comes, to forget that because they go 6:30 in the morning because
Yeah.
it's the sun comes sooner. But yeah, you got to figure out the time.
Gotta
Go
find
to
the time.
and what they do is they stay up late at night,
Yep.
watch TV. They up late. They up
Right.
to 4 o'clock in the morning. Now they can get up in the morning to take care of their body.
That's
So
correct.
you, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And the second thing is that even if you feel that a boot camp or what, but you do got to find enjoyable ways to exercise.
right,
They basically, they want you to work out 150 minutes every single week. That 150 minutes could
okay,
be broken out into, doing it 5 times. 30 minutes, you're doing that for 5 times.
exactly.
You don't have to necessarily do it 30 minutes. You could do it 10, 10, and 10. You could
That's
do it 15, 15. No one said you have to do it at that particular time, but you
right.
got to do it though, right?
Sit in front of the TV set. You can
Yeah,
exercise. You can move your legs and your arms. Well, it's
absolutely.
commercials, and I always said it's 5 minute commercials, right? 5 minutes per commercial, right? That's 5 minutes of doing this,
Absolutely.
and your heart rate's going up.
Absolutely. And you
Yeah,
can get your squats in, whatever you need. But
exactly.
no, what people want to do is they want to go to the refrigerator. Oh, I gotta make go to, let me go to the refrigerator, give me a treat, right? And that's the downfall. That's why we're
Yeah.
messing up, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. Yeah.
So reality is, like you said, we have to place exercise as a priority.
Yes. Yeah.
It's literally got to be like you going to a job, you
Mm-hmm.
know? If you're retired, a lot of many of the seniors might be retired, but you got to place this thing. You got up every single morning to get to work at 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. But now you want to complain because you can't find a window of time to work out for yourself.
And then they say like, "Well, I got up early every day to go to work. I can't do that now." My daughter's saying, so my daughter said, "Lord, y'all gonna have me squatting doing this thing forever." Got darn right, squat, girl. Come on, come
Yeah,
on.
that's it. Get the squats in.
Push that butt to the back. Push that butt to the back. We did squat yesterday, man. For leg day, we did squat yesterday. So
Yeah. I mean, virtually, there's really no contradiction to exercise.
yeah.
If you exercising takes care of every system in your body, every single system.
Mhm.
And even if you're a senior or you're older, doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it everything consistently because everybody goes in their moderation. If you can do 5 minutes, 5 minutes, you can do 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but you got to find what works for you because guess what? If you can do 5 minutes and you stay consistent and persistent in that effort, you can do now 15
Right.
and then you can do 30.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're out here doing 5Ks, right? And
Exactly.
now you're doing, it's sky's the limit. And the beauty is, as you get older, you have a lot of people that are watching you.
Oh
You may
yeah.
end up being the matriarch of the family, and what you do sends signals to the rest of the family.
Exactly right.
So
Exactly.
many people are focused on generational wealth. I think you need to be focused on
This is the
generational
wealth right
health.
here. This is it. This is the wealth, the healthy body. That's the wealth.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Because if you
Yeah.
get your health together, then the wealth comes by default.
Yep.
And the beauty is that when you make the money after you're healthy, then you get to spend it. But if you
Yeah.
do it the other way
Not
around,
the
ooh,
kids.
they can't wait. Ooh,
Not the
you get
kids.
somebody, I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna get paid. Right? Why not you enjoy your time? You know? And think about it, even as you get older, the simple things that senior make that are now may not have the ability to do. If you grab grandchildren, wouldn't you want to just go to the bleachers and be able to walk up the bleachers?
Right.
Wouldn't
Exactly.
you want to be able to go across the grass and not worry about your balance being off?
Yep.
Wouldn't you want to worry about going to the grocery store and be able to grab something up top or maybe
Yeah.
open and close the your dishwasher in the house?
I see so many people in the grocery store on those carts and on those things, and I'm going like, "Do you really
Yeah,
need that? Can you just like stand up? Try standing." And you walked in here and you sat down on that darn thing. Get up
yeah.
and walk behind that darn grocery cart.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's amazing. And I see people when I see them walking bent over. I want to go so bad and like, can I just help you straighten up a little bit?
Yeah.
because
Yep.
people it's just laziness for
Yep.
all of it. You don't want to do what's a little more effort. It's a little more
Right.
effort to walk through the grocery store, a little more effort to stand up straight.
Yeah.
You gotta work on that. You gotta work on
Yeah.
it. And we do it. I will always do balance on leg day on Thursday. We always do
Yeah.
balance for about 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
because we need to work on our balance. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, where I go to my chiropractor, they have actually what they call Pro Balance. It's a machine that you pay to do the balance. I said, man, we do this stuff in my class for free. Like you don't need
Right.
to pay somebody to help you do balance. Just
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll share this with you as a coach. Any of my clients, I always talk about something that's called the four basics, and it's basically a foundation. So I'll share it with you, and I'll share it with the group. Is I always say that the biggest thing that people need to focus on is your nutrition.
Yes.
Yes, you need to do exercise, but if you use the analogy, if you got 24 hours in a day, here's 24 hours in a day. Hopefully you're sleeping 6 to 8, right?
Yes. That's
Hopefully you're
important too.
getting in about an hour of exercise in, but
Yeah.
that leaves you around 15 hours.
Right.
Now, here's 15 hours. Guess what you're doing with the 15 though? You stuffing your face, you eating all
Yeah.
kinds of crap.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
but you so busy worrying about the 1 hour of exercise. So should you be worrying about the exercise or the nutrition? You may not exercise that day. Yes, you have to exercise, but the bulk of the time that you're awake, you're eating something. So we do got to focus on this nutrition
That's
piece.
right. Yes.
So I do ask people that reconsider this and say, yes, you want to exercise, but let's think about you saying that I want to eat every 3 to 4 hours, whether I'm hungry or not. But when you're eating, to add a protein and a carbohydrate and combine that together, which is
Yes.
going to control your blood sugar levels.
Right.
The second thing I would say is that exercise. You got two forms of exercise. One is cardio, one is strength training.
Right.
The truth is, if you look at this big picture, yes, you need to do cardio, but you need to spend more time strength training. Because the stronger you are, the more, as you get older, more atrophy, you can slow this down and actually reverse the aging process.
Exactly.
So yes, you should do your cardio, but we're spending too much time doing cardio and doing no strength training. So Denise, the
Exactly.
thing you're doing is so effective for
Yeah.
what people are trying to do.
Yeah.
Let me
So
say the last one, the next one, and I will call this three, but I'll say 3A and B. One
okay.
is that we got to hydrate more. We're not
Yeah.
drinking enough water.
Right.
The majority of us are dehydrated. And the second part of that is proper supplementation. Because unfortunately, the food that we're eating does not have the nutritional value that you think it does.
Right.
Because your nutrition comes from the soil. And if the soil is depleted, so is the food you're consuming.
Yes.
And the last thing is sleeping. If you're
Yeah.
not getting enough sleep, then the same hormones that you're expected to be able to control your weight, you actually end up maintaining or gaining the weight.
Hmm.
Right? Stress kills us, but it's done very slowly. You don't realize it.
Yeah.
So sleeping and stress has got to be key. So if you focus on the four things, number one, eating nutritionally, getting
Hmm.
enough exercise, focus on strength training, drink enough water, proper supplementation. And here's the other thing about water. Water is not regulated by the government. So 85% of the water we drink is tap water. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't care where you're getting it from.
It's not spring water.
It's not spring water.
Where's
All
the
y'all getting this
spring?
foo-foo water and
Where's
this
the spring?
spending all this big money is from your tap water, y'all. Wake up. You
Exactly.
buying a lot of foo-foo water, you know? So
All
the
that money.
reality,
All
yeah,
that money.
spending all this money. And the second thing, like I said, supplementation. The government doesn't regulate your supplements.
Yeah.
So you got to be your best advocate in these areas.
Yeah.
And if you stress all the time, where does the stress lie? Right around your gut.
Hmm.
For women, it's around the stomach and on the hips. So the stress that you're creating is right around your mid area. And it's so dangerous because that's visceral fat. But men, they get a big old beach belly. But
Yeah. Yeah.
for women, it goes right around your gut, right around
Exactly.
the area.
Let me ask you one to go back to the water. So a friend of mine swears by alkaline water. She got a machine in the house and all that to alkaline water.
Yeah,
I buy it sometimes, but like
yeah,
I don't see the point. I mean,
yeah.
what you tell me? What's your
I am not a fan simply because alkaline water in reality is very expensive if you're going to get it,
yeah,
right?
right.
The truth is, if you want alkaline water, you just need to eat fruit.
That's what I
The
put.
most,
I put lemon in my water, lemon lime in my,
yeah,
and there you
the
go.
best, the best alkaline that you can get, and even now, is coconut water. Coconut water is the best when you're talking about electrolytes, but not the shelf stable one that sits in the supermarket. It has to be the refrigerated one that's raw, right? It has to be the raw version. And the second one is watermelon. Watermelon is a excellent hydration, right? And people are going back and forth about the seeded and unseeded. Yeah, absolutely. You want the seeded for sure.
Right.
Because again, the seeds is basically the way it was created. But
Right.
listen, if you can get a watermelon, get the watermelon,
Yeah.
right? Because you're getting hydration, because you're eating food, right? If you're drinking water, you're just drinking what I would say is H2O. But when you're eating it, that's H3O.
Getting that fiber and it's
Yeah,
all
you're
that.
getting the fiber, you're getting,
Yeah.
and it's fructose. It
Right.
doesn't even, and it doesn't raise your blood sugar.
Yeah.
See, this is where people are getting fooled.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to be conscious and kind of understand. We can't just go to Google. When people go to Google and research, no, Google is a search engine. It is not a research engine.
Right. And it's back in the day, way when we first started this
Yeah,
stuff. It's information in, information out. It's what somebody put in. I
that's
write.
correct.
I put it in. I become the expert because I wrote
That's
it.
correct.
I could be
Yep.
wrong or right. Doesn't matter if I'm wrong
Yep.
or right. Most stuff in there is wrong.
That's
But
right. And the
somebody
beauty is that
says
the more you pay, the higher you get on the chain.
it.
Right. The minute you can Google something that says there's 5 million views, there's 5 million entries. Yeah.
Right.
But the person that pays the most gets on the first page.
Exactly. Right or wrong. Right or wrong.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
it's if you know how to work that SEO thing, then you good. But if you don't, you're never going to see it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you're absolutely right, Denise. I mean, the key is that I'm very thankful that you're doing these podcasts because people got to understand
Yeah.
that there's more to life than us just work, 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 work. We got to take time for self, right?
Yeah.
With one thing that we're declining on doing is self care. We just don't have enough self care.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and that self care is such a key component. And when you integrate that exercise into it, you're winning. It's a win-win situation.
Because when women to go get their hair done, the nails done, that sort
Yeah,
of thing, but they won't take care of the body.
absolutely. Yeah,
Got all the,
yeah,
look, the lashes out the here, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Won't take care of the body.
Right.
You know, this is the
You
most
know,
important
like
thing.
you said, I mean, people, oh, organic is very expensive. Yeah, but you going on a cruise next week, though. What are you talking about?
Or
You
going to
know?
see Janet Jackson or
Yeah,
Beyonce, whatever. You know, you spending your money there, which is fine. Do what you
yeah,
want to do with your money. But
right.
don't complain when you're in the doctor's office the next day.
Yep.
You
I go
know,
back. I says, listen, you're gonna either pay copay or you're gonna pay organic food. You're gonna pay one of them,
right.
and the
Exactly.
copay is more expensive,
Exactly. One thing I
right?
can say for truth, I have never until I start taking pressure medication, I never have any. I have no other prescriptions, none. That's
Yeah,
all I have, and I refused that for the longest time. When they first told me I needed, it, I'm like, no, I don't need that because I eat right, I work out, I'm healthy. What do you mean I
yeah,
need blood medicine? No, you. I said no, but you know what? I realized. Okay, fine. I did have. I could tell. I could tell. You know, this pressure's going to say, fine. I'll accept it. I don't want a stroke. I don't want to have a heart attack.
right, right.
Fine, I'll take this Dermal pill every day. I'll take
Yeah,
it, you know.
yeah,
But I didn't want to. I resisted it for the longest time. But that's all I take. I have no other medications whatsoever, none. And
yeah.
you go to
That's
doctor,
fantastic.
they
Good for
say,
you.
bring a list of your medications. Like, there's no list. There's no
None.
list. I got
That's
one.
right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And that's to me, that's so important because my mom was on dialysis and she had all kinds of stuff going on in her body.
Mhm.
Her medications were like, oh my gosh, a whole
Wow,
basket full, you
wow.
know. And I refused. I said that can't be me. I
Yeah,
can't. That cannot be me. That
yeah,
can't be me. Well,
yeah.
wow, this has been great. I mean,
It
our time
was
has start up, so I really appreciate this. I thank you so much for
absolutely.
joining me. It's been a wonderful conversation. My daughter joined in. Hope somebody else joined in and saw us. If
Yeah,
not, they can always go back
yeah,
and watch it. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be there whenever everybody wants to see it. Just tell your
yeah.
folks that they can go in and find it if they missed it today. And it was a great conversation,
It
man.
was. It was. It really
You
was.
know it was. It's funny because we never actually met in person.
I know.
Dot told me about you. Remember Dot from Victoria Falls, Dot
Yes.
Harrigan?
Yep.
She told me about you when I was teaching there, and I said, she said, "Well, Wallace is teaching down at you were down at Laura at the community center."
The Laurel
And
Community Center.
I
Yeah.
talked to him about coming down here. I said, "Fine, you know, I had still
Right.
hadn't met you, but I heard
Yeah.
about you, so I
Yes.
knew about you because Renee, you know, Renee and I are good friends down at the community center.
Right.
We heard our tour together, so
Yep.
it's the same circle. It's just that
That's
we
right.
never actually shook
Yep.
hands."
But we got the same thought process, and that's
Yes,
what counts.
yes,
Right.
yes, yes, yes. So thank you again so much. My daughter's saying great reminders. Yes, yes, she says great reminders and insight. You're welcome. Thank you, baby, for
Yeah,
listening in. Yes,
yeah,
but thank you so much. I appreciate you. So
absolutely.
I'll probably call you again one day to do this again, maybe one time, but another few
Sure.
months from now we can do it
Yep.
again. All
Yep.
right.
And actually, you can find me. Anybody can find me. All they got to do is put in UBFit, YOUBFIT,
Yeah.
and you put that in there anyway. You're gonna find me.
Yeah.
You'll find me there, right?
Yeah.
UBFit.
And he
All
has
right.
all time, man. He's on it every day. I'm telling you, he's on every day with some kind of challenge. And be like, I ain't doing that.
Right. Right now. That's right. Right. Right.
What's that?
Right now. There's a sugar
I ain't
challenge.
doing. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that sugar thing. I'm sorry, I ain't doing that one. I
Oh God.
need to do it, but I'm not doing because I know me. I gotta have my piece of cookie. I gotta have a cookie
Right.
and I'm good. I gotta have something. I can't I'm sorry because I can't eat the good stuff. So I'm stuck with the bad
Right.
stuff.
Yep.
All right, well, so again, thank you
Uh,
so much. I appreciate
Yep.
you so much.
Thanks
And
for having me, Denise. I appreciate you.
you're welcome. All right, take
All right.
care.
See you.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.